Oops, there's Jeannie. Oh.
I'm here. I didn't see me.
I see
Just
you.
changed the view somehow. I don't know.
I'm not getting any volume from anybody.
Oh,
Can you hear us?
He just may just need to turn the volume on his laptop.
Okay.
Can you hear us, Judge?
I can now.
Okay, perfect.
My laptop was muted.
We've got everybody here.
Okay, we got Miss Cobb and Miss Ferris.
Yes,
yes.
Judge.
Yes, sir.
Miss Cobb lives in Houston and Miss Ferris lives in Parker County.
Yeah, Springtown.
Yeah, it used to be a kind of out of the way county. I drove through there last Sunday,
Ah,
stopped at the HEB in Granbury, I guess.
yeah,
Whatever it's
either
called.
that or Weatherford. It's
The one there
gone
on
crazy
Interstate
out here.
20.
Yeah,
was-
were half the license plates from California and the other half from New Mexico? Yeah.
It was
Yeah,
packed.
it's gone crazy.
All right. Let me see here. All right, if I can get both of you to raise your right hands, please. Do you and each of you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give in this call should be the truth so help you God?
I did.
Okay, in order to try to speed things up, did your mom say Coke or Koch?
Cook.
Hmm?
Cook, like COOK. Yeah.
Oh. Okay. I'm gonna hold up what purports to be the last will and testament of Marion Cook and ask you, do y'all recognize this as being her will?
Yes.
Yes.
I'm gonna go back to the signature page and ask you if you recognize that as being her signature.
Yes, sir.
You, Miss Ferris?
Yes.
Okay. And after the date she made this will, which purports to have been done on September 21st of 2020, did she ever change it or revoke it?
No,
No.
not to my knowledge. No.
Okay, go right ahead, Mr. Celeste.
Thank you, Judge. Susan and Jeannie, on Friday, I sent you guys your proof of death and other facts that's been filed with the court. Have you had a chance to read those?
Yes.
Yeah.
And is everything therein stated therein true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
Yes.
Yes.
Perfect. Okay, so what I'm gonna have you do, and before Judge can sign the order, we're gonna have to get you to both sign your respective proofs and your oaths that I sent you before a notary, and then you'll have to scan and email those to me so I can file them with the court, okay?
Okay.
Okay, so Ms. Cobb, make sure that when you sign before a notary public, both your proof and your oath, that you sign Jean Ellen Cobb. And Ms. Ferris, make sure you put Susan Ann Ferris on there.
Okay.
It's typed in the proof because that's how it's listed in the will. Once he e-files those with the county clerk, I'll sign the order admitting the will to probate and authorizing the county clerk to issue letters testamentary. The letters testamentary will give each of you authority to act on behalf of the estate. And make sure that you cooperate with Mr. Celeste in doing an inventory. The estate's code requires an inventory to be filed within 90 days of the date I signed the order. But other than that, he'll explain to you what's involved in that process. So, Mr. Celeste, let me know if you need anything else, and I hope y'all have a
Thank you,
great
Judge. Appreciate it. Susan and Jeannie, I'll be in
Okay.
touch,
Thank
okay?
you. Okay. Very good.
Bye, y'all.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you all.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay, so we're going? That's fine.
Mr. Macy is. It's important.
Okay. Well, there's Mr.
Morning, Judge.
Good morning.
Morning, Judge.
Okay, where's Mr. McCoy?
I believe the proposed administrator and the witnesses are under Yolanda Keys. They should all be in the same room. Ms. Keys, if you can, unmute your mic, and if you have a camera, turn the camera on so we can, for the record, make sure everybody has appeared.
She still got herself muted.
Yeah.
If there is a Yolanda Keys that can hear me, you'll notice that at the bottom of your box that has your name in it, it shows a muted microphone with a line across it. So you need to unmute that, and you need at the bottom left-hand side to hover your mouse, or if you've got a touch screen, to touch at the bottom so that you can bring up the video camera and enable your video. Okay, I'll let y'all work on this. I'll be right back.
Okay.
All right.
Mr. Allen, why don't you try calling Yolanda?
That's what I'm doing now.
Mhm.
Have any video yet?
No, sir.
That's what my screen just did. What are yours, you think?
He was on the phone with her.
You used to-
Yeah,
Still
still
have forever.
Okay, Mr. Macy, would you enable your audio, please?
Yes, Judge.
Okay, I was looking at your ad litem report. It says that you spoke to a funeral director in Maple Heights, Ohio, and reviewed descendants' death certificate. Who are you? Yolanda Keys and Larry Holmes, are they the disinterested witnesses?
Hold on, just let me find my report, Judge. Yes.
Okay, so I guess you spoke to the funeral home in Ohio because that's where the decedent's father lives?
Yeah, I was trying to find an obituary. And so, because she passed it,
Okay, well, that answers it. I was just curious. Now I understand.
since she died in Alabama and everybody was in Ohio, I was trying to find her obituary, which I ultimately found once I found the funeral director in Gaines Funeral Homes and talked with them. And anyway, so that's how that came about. That's why I kind of just kept investigating until I came to that person. And so since I talked to her, I thought I'd put her in here.
Very good.
And she was actually, I think, I believe she was buried in that Evergreen Memorial Cemetery.
Gotcha.
But I don't know. I don't really remember now specifically because that was in January. But anyway, um, that was my recollection. I'm sorry, Judge. I'm in the hallway in the courthouse in Koontz. So,
Well, that's fine. At least I understand if you need to sign off and go take care of something,
thank you, Judge.
I, I understand.
Yeah,
I've
I
got your
think,
information and I've got your report and I've already signed your order.
okay. It appears that I think I'm going to be picking a jury around 1 o'clock. So I think everybody else just fell off and we're left. So anyway, I'll find that out here in a minute, but they hadn't called me yet. They're doing whatever they're doing in the courtroom and I'm just outside of it.
District or county court?
District. Yeah,
Okay.
they're not being friendly to my client.
Got a chat here.
But if it's okay, Judge, I'll put you back on mute. That way, if somebody makes some noise, it won't disturb y'all.
I don't know what's happened to our Zoom, but something.
It's showing 5 participants.
Still having issues. So she tried to work out the Zoom prior to the hearing and it worked. Both her microphone and her video, but for some reason, when she joins this meeting, it's not working out.
Okay, well, I'll
I
tell you
told her to
what.
try to configure the settings and
Okay, Mr. Allen, look, I'm gonna take care of some show cause hearing. If you can talk to her and get it resolved here in the next, I have to be at 11:30 meeting, but other than that, I'll be around here until then. So if we can figure out the genesis of those technology problems, we'll be happy to hear you anytime between now and then.
Okay.
Your Honor, may I be excusing?
You may. I've got your report and I've got your verbal explanation, so you can go take care of what you need to take care of, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Judge.
And Mr. Allen, you can just call here and let me know when you've got those resolved.
Okay, appreciate it. Thank you.
Okay, do we have any more on the docket before?
One,
We
two,
do.
not on the docket though.
We have, it's this one that I emailed you. He's here and Will Morphus is on the,
Okay, let's bring them up.
you have it? It was on her desk. Um,
Okay, you're here on behalf of the applicant for the temporary injunction?
Yes, Your Honor.
Have you gotten a TRO before, or just we coming straight in on an injunction?
We're coming straight on an injunction, Your Honor.
Okay. I was out of town last week, so I have not seen the file.
Okay.
Okay, Mr. Morphus.
This is for the temporary injunction, Your Honor. Our application's for the temporary injunction.
Okay, was he given notice?
Mr. Morphus?
Yeah.
Yes, Your
We
Honor.
got it
Yeah.
on Thursday
Yes.
afternoon, so they
Okay.
called and asked if he could attend by Zoom,
Okay, but it's not scheduled till 10, right?
but he's on,
Oh, yeah, we'll bring him on.
he's there.
Good morning, Judge.
There he is.
Yes, Judge, I apologize. I'm located in Houston. The court gave us permission to appear remotely this morning. So just as a heads up, we were given notice. I did hear that. However, we are foreclosure counsel. We're not litigation counsel. We haven't been retained for this at this point. I'm just here to monitor, not to make an appearance on behalf of the bank.
All righty.
Walk you through our.
Okay, go right ahead, because I was out of town
No,
all
no,
week,
that's
so
okay.
I
Sure.
got here and started in hearings this morning, and
No.
I have not read it.
Sure.
And I'm
Yeah.
still, after we talk today, I'm gonna have to go back and read it.
That's fine, Your Honor. Miss Connie Landry is the independent executor of both of her parents' estates.
Mhm.
Mr. Henry Landry and Miss Bobby Landry, who passed away in 2021 and 2020 and 2021. She was appointed as executor for both estates in April 2023. Back in 2007, her parents had signed a note payable over 30 years and secured by a deed of trust for
Mhm.
property at 1948 Owens and Groves. That was payable to Allied Home Mortgage.
Mhm.
So they make their monthly payments until their deaths. Miss Connie assumed paying those monthly payments beginning when she was appointed in April 2023. She makes payments from April 2023 until August 2023, when inexplicably Shell Point Mortgage stops accepting her payments. So Connie reaches out to Shell Point. She speaks to numerous representatives who will ask her for documentation authorizing her to act on behalf of her parents' estate. So she sends in everything they ask for: letters, testamentary, death certificates, the order admitting her parents' will to probate, and they still won't accept her payments. They won't allow her to pay on this note. So she enlists. I'm appearing as local counsel, but she enlists Mr. Bradley Featherston, who reaches out to Shell Point and is trying to work with them, because in January of this year, Shell Point had mailed its notice and intent to foreclose. So Mr. Featherston reaches out to counsel for Shell Point, and Mr. Wolf Morphus, who puts him in touch with Shell Point's loss mitigation department.
Mr. Morphus, are you able to hear?
Yes, Judge, I can. It's a little quiet, but I can hear
All
everything.
right, I can speak up too. Well, I'm sorry.
Oh, no, sir.
How you doing,
It's-
Will?
How you
Okay,
doing?
go
No,
ahead.
it's everything sounds exactly like it happened, so I can hear.
Sure, fantastic. So Will puts Mr. Featherston in touch with their loss mitigation department, who similarly asked for documents authorizing Connie's authority to act on behalf of her parents' estates. Mr. Featherston complies, sends in the same documentation, letters, testamentary, everything they've asked for.
Let me ask you this, before April of 2023, when she began making payments, had the payments been in arrears before then?
As far as I know, the payments had been made timely. Is that correct?
Correct.
Yeah.
And the only correction I would make is when my dad passed away in 2020 is when I actually started making those payments.
Oh, okay. So since 2020, you did. It wasn't, your mom didn't
My
assume
mom was
making.
legally blind.
Okay,
so.
understood. So you had started doing that for
Okay.
your parents.
Would you raise your right hand, please?
Yes,
Do you
sir.
solemnly swear that the testimony you're about to give in this call should be the truth to help you God?
Yes, sir.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. So again, Mr. Featherston had sent in everything to their loss mitigation department on February 1st. No response. He follows up on February 2nd, February 8th, February 15th, radio silence, can't get any response. Now, the foreclosure date is March 5th. So that's why this injunction is necessary, Your Honor. We need to put a halt on Shell Point for closing on this property or selling or otherwise disposing of it, at least till we can get a response from somebody. Miss Connie, Miss Connie Landry stands ready, willing, and able to continue making the payments she was making from April or from 2020.
Well, just in August of 2023, they started
That's just-
refusing
Yes,
payments?
sir. Yes, sir.
And so not only are we asking the court to halt the foreclosure, but at least until we can get a response from somebody to allow Connie to continue making payments into the registry of the court, as she has been, making these timely payments. And she's even willing to make a $7,000 payment to bring the note current from when they stopped accepting payments in August until present day. It's a odd situation, Your Honor, that nobody can seem to get a hold of anybody. And again, we just want to stall the foreclosure until we can get some answers. And so that's why we're here, Your Honor.
Mr. Morphus, do you have any response to that, or do you want to decline to make a response based upon the fact that you've not been?
I would respectfully decline to make a response. I'm just here to monitor the outcome and respectfully maybe request a continuance to allow my client to obtain litigation counsel for this matter. At this point, that's the only thing I would ask, but otherwise, no, Your Honor, I will not make a response.
Okay, so I'm gonna obviously allow them to retain litigation counsel, but they're gonna have to do it if they wish to file something. They're gonna need to do it in the form of a motion to dissolve the injunction, because I'm going to grant the injunction to maintain the status quo, because obviously if you were to foreclose on March 5th, then it could cause irreparable harm for which there might not be any adequate remedy at law. And so I see the affidavit of the applicant attached to the petition for temporary injunction. And I'm gonna set trial on this matter. Mr. Featherston isn't even on the Zoom, is he?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, well, I need to find out what kind of, number one, we need to let litigation counsel appear on behalf of Shell Point. Number two, both parties are gonna need adequate time for discovery if such be necessary. I'm hopeful that this is gonna be just a matter of the right hand not knowing what the left hand's doing and that it's able to be resolved. And you know, I'm gonna set the trial for July 10th, but
I was like, oh, I don't have that calendar.
well, I'm hopeful that, but it, you know, both parties, whether it's Shell Point or Mr. Featherston, can come back to me with a scheduling order. If that be needed, again, I'm hopeful that cooler minds will prevail and that,
Your Honor, there was also, Mr. Featherston was also wanting to request attorney's fees for this injunction, if the court is willing to grant that. I obviously can't.
I'm gonna take the issue of attorney's fees up
Okay.
at the time that we have the hearing on the permanent injunction or I don't know if he's gonna file for anticipatory repudiation of contract, whether it's wrongful foreclosure or anything like that. But that's an issue that we will take up when we take up the merits. But I've gotten the testimony that up until the point that let me make sure I understand this again. Up until the point where, and do you go by Ms. Landry? Okay, up until the point that they began to refuse payments in August of 2023, that payments had been timely submitted to them, or at least within any grace period allowed by the terms of the note. And it was a unilateral decision on their part to begin to refuse payments. Is all that correct?
That is
Okay. All right, Mr. Morphus, if you will get in touch with Shell Point and ask them to retain counsel, whether it's you or someone else, and we will make sure that Mr. Lighty gets Mr. Featherston a copy of this temporary injunction, and hopefully y'all will be able to talk and get something resolved.
All right.
You won't have to take up my time in July.
All right. I appreciate it, Your Honor. Thank you for letting me appear online as well. I really appreciate it.
You bet. Have a great week.
Yes, sir. May I be dismissed?
Further, Mr. Lighty?
Nothing further, Your Honor. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.